I never believed in monsters, not really. Ghost stories were fun, sure, and horror movies gave me a good scare, but deep down, I always thought it was all fiction. That was until the night I boarded bus Route 86 and met the driver who never should have existed. It was the last day of summer. I was 15, coming home late from my friend Logan's birthday. My phone was dead. I'd missed the last local train. My only option was the night bus, the Route 86 night bus. Even saying that now sends a chill down my spine. The bus stop was at the edge of town, where the suburbs gave way to forest. There were no streetlights, just moonlight and silence. I was the only one waiting. Then, like it had burst through the night itself, the bus appeared. No sound of an engine approaching, just bam! There it was. Headlights glowing dim yellow, like tired eyes. It hissed to a stop. The doors creaked open. I stepped inside. It smelled off. Not like sweat or trash, more like old wood and something metallic. Like dried blood. The driver didn't say a word. He was pale. Not just light-skinned, grayish white. Lips dry. Black sunglasses on, at night. His cap was pulled low. He just nodded once as I tapped my empty Metro card against the scanner, which flashed green even though I had no balance. I should have walked away right then, but I took a seat. The bus pulled off with a jolt. Only a few lights were on inside. The windows were foggy even though it wasn't cold. As we drove, the roads outside seemed unfamiliar. I know this area. I grew up here, but none of the streets looked right. No signs, no gas stations, just darkness. I noticed we hadn't stopped once. No new passengers, no getting off, just endless trees blurring past. And then, finally, someone stood up. A man I hadn't seen before. He walked slowly toward the front. I assumed he was getting off, but when he passed under the flickering ceiling light, I saw his reflection in the window. There wasn't one. His body passed by, but no reflection followed. My heart skipped. I looked back at the driver. He was staring at me in the rearview mirror, his sunglasses now off. His eyes were bloodshot red. The man in front whispered something to the driver. The bus hissed to a stop in the middle of nowhere. No stop sign, no shelter, just woods. The man got off, vanished into the trees. The bus rolled on. I tried to talk to the driver. Hey, is this going to Brentwood?" No response. I stood up, walked closer. "Sir, my stop is near Brentwood Mall." His head turned slowly toward me, way too slow. His neck cracked as it moved.
"You'll get off when you're ready," he said in a dry, hollow voice.
I stepped back. There were now people on the bus who hadn't been there before. A woman cradling something in a blanket. It squirmed. A teenage boy with blood running down his shirt, staring straight ahead. An old man muttering words I couldn't understand. I hurried back to my seat, pulled out my dead phone, and held it like a shield. I closed my eyes, tried to tell myself this was a dream, but the bus kept moving, and something kept whispering. Not out loud, inside me. "Drink, feed, you're almost one of us now." I opened my eyes. The whisper had a rhythm to it, like a chant. I looked down. There was a faint bite mark on my wrist. Fresh. I didn't feel it happen, but it was there. I stood up and ran to the doors, slammed the button. "Let me off." The driver didn't even flinch. I turned. The other passengers were standing now. Every one of them had red eyes, their mouths slowly opening to reveal sharp yellowed fangs. The boy, the woman, the old man, all of them. And their shadows weren't right. They moved before the bodies did. I turned to the emergency exit and yanked it. Nothing. No alarm, no opening. I screamed. Then I heard a voice, a whisper, from the back of the bus. "Come sit." It was a kid's voice. A boy, maybe 10 years old, sitting at the very last row. He looked normal, pale but not dead. He motioned for me. I hesitated, but what else could I do? I ran to him. When I sat, he leaned in close. "You're not dead yet," he whispered. "They feed on fear. You can't give it to them. You have to remember who you are." I asked him who he was. He said, "I've been on this bus for 7 years." My blood went cold. He handed me something, a silver coin. "Throw it at the mirror," he said. I stood up, ran toward the front. The passengers hissed and lunged, but their movements were slow, jerky, like puppets. I threw the coin at the rearview mirror. It shattered. The driver shrieked, a horrible, high-pitched scream that made my ears bleed. The bus jerked. It swerved. I felt weightless. Then, black. I woke up on the side of the road, near Brentwood Mall. A cop was shaking me awake, said someone found me unconscious. No sign of a bus, no broken glass, nothing. But in my palm was this silver coin. Since that night, I don't take night buses. And if you ever find yourself waiting alone and a bus shows up that you didn't hear coming, don't get on. Or if you do, check the driver's eyes. If they're red, you better hope you brought silver. Because Route 86 never really ends. It just waits for the next rider. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next driver. If you liked this story, don't forget to follow for more terrifying tales from the dark roads of America. Drop your name and your city in the comments, and who knows, maybe the next nightmare will take place in your hometown. Until next time, stay out of the shadows.